Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. I got another video I want to run by you. The Swamp Thing. Uh, this is another one of those movies I pulled out of my library because I told you I collect a lot of movies. And a lot of these movies I haven't watched yet. So I really never really watched The Swamp Thing. I remember watching bits and pieces of it. And I never watched it all. Now, I don't think this movie would be for everybody, but I'm still glad that I got it in my collection. It's got Adrienne Barbeau in it. She was pretty famous back in the day when I was a young kid because she had a look about her. She was built good and she had a nice rack on her and all that kind of stuff. But she overall she could act. She was a good actor, but she's one of those poster chicks. But I bought this and I bought it because I always liked the Swamp Thing. I always thought that the Swamp Thing, I know there's been a few series about the Swamp Thing, but this was the movie that came out back in the day. But far as when it came out, I do not know. But I did order it and I bought it and I opened it up and I watched it last night. And I'll be honest with you, this won't be for everybody. It will not. We'll open it up and get into specifics and we'll go from there. This is another one of those 80s movies that came out. This one came out in 1982, and it's an hour and 31 minutes. And of course, it's a horror sci fi. This is one of Wes Craven's earlier movies. Uh, he also had a Return of the Swamp Thing, but it I don't think this movie's for everybody because when I watched it, I was watching and I could say like let's just say like today's younger crowd wouldn't like this. They would have to watch the like a newer one. They had one that was on a 2019 series that came out. I got that one. That one's good, but they had some things in it I didn't care for because they had to shoehorn some stuff in there. Now this movie's 1982, so it didn't have stuff that you got in today. If you catch my drift, but it had Adrian Barbeau in it, Ray Wise, and Dick Doric. He was the Swamp Thing, and then you know Nanette Brown, and then Lewis Jordan. Some of these people probably passed away already, and like I said, it came out in 1982. So you're talking about the 80s, and I watched it and I opened it up because, like I told you guys, I got a lot of movies that I have to try to start watching because I buy so many movies and then I don't open them up. And then I decided to start watching some of the movies I purchased because sometimes I just get tired of getting on the streaming services and streaming and I just scroll and scroll and scroll. But when I look in my little library, I always seem to pull something out. Well, anyway, we'll open up the box, but this is the box art. And honestly, if you was to watch somebody that is like 16 to like 40 years old, they would actually see the, you know, uh, you could see the practical effects. You can see the makeup. You can see that some of them were in suits. And I think if they was to remake this now, they could do a better job. So if anybody watched it, they'd be like, "God, this sucks. Look at that," And I would get it. There was some funny moments in this movie though. There was some funny moments, but these are there's Adrian Barbeau, and then it just and she had her own specific look, but this 4K transfer was a good transfer. But like I said, I never watched the original, so on VHS because I'm quite sure this was on VHS at yeah. But deep in the Florida's darkest Everglades, a brilliant scientist, Dr. Alec Holland, Ray Wise, RoboCop, and a sexy government agent, Alice Cable, played by Adrienne Barbeau. And she had a look about her, and she was in John Carpenter's The Fog. She was in that, had developed a secret formula that could end world hunger and change civilization forever. Little do they know, however, that their arch enemy, Arcane Louis Jordan, Octopussy, is plotting to steal the serum for his own selfish schemes. looting the lab and kidnapping Cable, and Arcane douses Holland with the chemical and leaves him for dead in the swamp. Mutilated by his own formula, Holland becomes the Swamp Thing. That's pretty. I mean, I enjoyed this movie for what it was because I graduated in 1978, so all this stuff was all these 80s movies was right when I was just right after high school. So there was a lot of 80s movies out there that I still like. Half human, half plant, superhero who will stop at nothing to rescue the beautiful Cable and defeat the evil Arcane, even if it cost him his life. Yeah, you can see the special effects in here was pretty, for what they did good for what they had to work with. Let's just put it that way. But I enjoyed it, but I don't think this movie. I wouldn't recommend this movie. But for me, I love collecting this because again, these movies don't have anything in there. They don't have like one thing. You got a little poster in here, which I like. I haven't opened this. Wow, check this out. I haven't even opened this. I mean, last night check this out. So look, I looked at this and I said, wow, this is the first time I got a 4K version without a Blu-ray. I didn't have enough sense to even take this little poster out, and there it is. There's a Blu-ray. Wow. That is crazy. Wow, the Swamp Thing Blu-ray. So you got the Swamp Thing. So I should have looked at it last night. I don't know why I didn't do that. Oh, wow, let's check out the poster. Oh, what a pleasant surprise. That's a nice little bonus. Oh, wow. Man, I'm getting all kinds of bonuses, man. I don't think I'll put this up, but there's a little poster, the Swamp Thing. See, Adrienne Barbeau, she had a nice look about herself, and she had nice thighs, and she had a curvy body, and she did have a nice, butt on her. She had a nice rear end. Not only that, but she had that nice. She wasn't the most drop-dead gorgeous score, but she had her own look. And that chin, she had that chin thing going on, and she had a really nice set. She had a nice rack on her, but not that. But she had a nice overall body. And but she just, I don't know, she just had a look about her that most people liked about her. So, like I said, she wasn't a super drop-dead gorgeous girl, but she could hold her own. So that's the best way I can explain it. That's why everybody likes Adrienne Barbeau. I love her name. I think that is such a great name. She's, I think she's 76 now, 76 years old. But yeah, that's a pleasant surprise. I remember looking at this last night and I said, wow, man, normally, this is what I said to myself when I went and watched it last night because I broke the seal. I said, wow, man, that's the first time I got a 4K without a Blu-ray. I didn't have enough sense to. I should have just removed this last night and put this in here, but now what a pleasant surprise right here in front of this camera. But anyway, you guys, that's all I got. I just thought y'all know I like to play video games and I like to watch my, my movies I collect. But I said this year I'm gonna beat a lot of games this year, and I'm also gonna jump into my library because I have a knack of buying all these movies and then I don't open them up and watch them. So, and I'm kind of getting burned out on the streaming services because every time I try to watch something on streaming service, I just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. But when I look in my library, I just pull something out. I say, you bought that, man. Why don't you watch that? So anyway, God bless you guys and have a good weekend. Be safe out there. The weather is crazy out here. We got snow. California is on fire and all that. And all those people lost their houses out there, man. It's awesome, man. We got to keep them in our prayers. But anyway, God bless. Take care and have a good weekend. And we'll catch you next video. And thanks for watching.